Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Okay, we'll just go right in with a Zengo ski. So in this case, really slow, just thrusting forward, rolling back. Thrusting forward, rolling to the back. Thrusting. Really take your time with it.
Michael?
Yeah.
So in the turn movement, you go a little bit back, right?
Yeah, exactly. In this case, yeah. So actually, it's a good point. When in the case of the bokumu, when you do the Zengoku, you're gonna curve this way, and then you basically just rotate into it. You're kind of on the spot. This one. In the ski movement, you can really open this movement out. So rather than being on the spot when you do it and just kind of rotating through the body, you can really exaggerate this movement and press from this foot and really press back. So then the feeling is like entering the body to the space to the back. So as you rotate, find the jo this way. This is also because the jo's a longer weapon. What I'm going to do is use the body to find the back of the jo. I'm going to use the hip movement to find the back. So just play with this feeling. You're gonna really press from the back foot, rotate the body, and then really collect it in. So just play with like a really expanded movement. Obviously, you can do this just on the spot, but the feeling in this case is to really open out to the back. Really feel you're drawing down the weapon, thrusting in, drawing down, thrusting in. Yeah, just kind of expand that moment a little bit more. Yeah. So.
Michael, I've got a question. When you are actually pushing through, do you actually, is it just a straight push or do you spiral it?
Yeah, in this case, it's a slight spiral. So.
Okay.
You come in through. I don't kind of spiral it. There's one way of doing jo you might see in old Chiba dojos. Is this way. Is this kind of spiral through. You might see this way and comes usually with the foot like this way as well. In this case, this way, I just kind of, it's a straight movement, but the feelings of coiling through the weapon. But in this case, I'm not kind of twisting the arms. I'm not twisting this way with the spiral, but just kind of coiling through it. And the reason for that one is when I impact, I want the impact to pass through the wrist and into the elbow this way. And if I go into these kind of movements, the tendency is that the wrist twists like this, and then as I may impact with something, that the wrist takes all the force of it. So what I want to do is this feeling of the jo really coming out of the arm this way. So just keep a kind of, it's like a spiraling movement with the body, but it's not kind of coiling with the hands in this way.
Okay, so your right hand, as you're doing that, your right hand, is it like at the end of the jo, or have you got it a little of your palm? Do you know what I mean? Like the jo, okay.
Yeah, in this case, right at the end. So what I do with this, in this case, is like this part of the hand is right on the edge, and then I re-wrap the fingers around it. So it's like this kind of feeling. And both of the hands are kind of on top of the jo. This way.
Okay, thank you.
That way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Nice. Okay, and just really specifics on the posture. When you're in a ski kamae, don't be off the back of the body. So don't in this kind of position. This is kind of in a half position. So sometimes you'll see this kind of position is used in some schools of Jo. There are some older schools of Jo style in Japan, and sometimes they use the Jo this way. They use the Jo in a different way. We use it much more like a spear. So in this case, the backhand is really all the way onto the back hip. So the posture is really a full draw back this way. So when you do this movement for the ski, you're going to go from this back hip here and around about to the front shoulder. So the arm travels through an arc here this way. So it really allows us, whenever you find the ski kamae, really find the back hip here. This hand is front of center. And then you thrust in. And now as you go back this way, really find the back hip. So be careful of coming into these kind of positions, shorter. Really find that back movement. So really pull it out right to the back hip, thrust into the front shoulder. That way. Then you get a full range of motion in the thrust. Yeah, give it a try. So you go from the back hip to the front shoulder with the arm. Goes through a full arcing movement. Yeah, that's nice. Right. Good. Ooh. Good. Oh, okay, good. So we've got some Suburi work. Well, basically, I'm going to basically pick through, kind of select through the 20. So we won't do the full set of 20. We'll just go through a certain set of them. We're going to start just with the second. So in this case, I want you to really focus on one movement, just thrusting in this way. So really take your time with this. Coming down this way. The backhand, really keep it kind of passive at this point. So don't allow it to creep forward. Sink into the back leg and just thrusting forward. Really calm. So this is the number 2 kaisi ski. Just coming forward. And coming back. And just try and make it one. Really smooth. Yeah, just play with number 2. Keep it one clear, precise movement. Kaisi ski. Oh. Hey.
Michael, when your left hand, okay.
Yeah.
So your left hand, when you're skiing, is there a gap there, or do you have to keep it?
Yeah. In this case, yeah, the focus on this grip. Also, when you're doing the different ski movements, you're also in different areas of the hand in the grip. So in this case, I'm in the back side of this hand, and I'm in the back. What's the back side of this hand? At the moment, it's these two fingers. Yeah, so I'm actually in this part of the grip. So this is pressing in, but it's not. I'm not trying to grip this part of the hand. I'm not trying to grip in the back two fingers in this case. If I do that, then I basically pulls all the arm out of the structure. So what I want to do is focus in this part of the hand.
Okay.
This part, and actually this part you can have slightly away from the jaw. It doesn't actually matter. In terms of the impact of the movement, still going to pass through to here. And what I want to avoid is that kind of movement. Right. Actually, it's kind of impossible to press that button, press that part of the hand in. I end up kind of distorting the body. So just focus in the front two fingers, kind of in that part. That part. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Nice. Good. Good. Okay, we're going to skip into ski gerangaishi. So now, with the combination thrusting in, drawing the jaw back, and then pressing in with a step. So a low returning strike. Now really take your time with this again. Thrusting in, drawing back with the body, striking into the knee. Yeah, ski gerangaishi. Nice. Hey. Nice. Great.
Michael, I've got a short question.
Sure, go.
When do you breathe in this exercise, in this movement?
Good question. When do I breathe? If you're looking at the in terms of kiai, the kiai
Yeah.
happen on the ski and on the strike on the gerangaishi. So if I'm doing a kiai, oh, it goes there. And in terms of the breath work, you can kind of this movement's a kind of natural place to breathe breathe in as you do it. But in the case of this part's the withdrawals, the place that kind of where you're gathering in. This is the place to kind of breathe in. But the two strikes are definitely clear exhalations.
Okay.
These are kind of whoosh. These are short for sure. The moments of impact are where the breath is kind of compressing out, and then the withdrawal back is the place to kind of take a breather, take a breath. You can actually play with it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Try and find the rhythm of it. In the movement, there's a kind of rhythm. Good. Nice. Good. Okay, we're gonna go to number 7. So in this case, a Renzoku Uchikomi. You come back with the back leg, strike in on the right side, and then with a step on the left side. So 2 strikes, right side, left side. So stepping back, striking down, and striking on the left side. Keep them nice and clear, really solid. So coming back into Jodan Kamai, strike on the right, strike on the left side. Yeah, give it a try. Renzoku Uchikomi. Number 7. Nice. Okay, we're going to jump into number 10. So in this case, you're going to go for the Yakyu Yokomen, striking on the left side, and then thrusting to the rear. So Yakyu Yokomen, Ushiroski, strike down, thrusting to the back. Yokomen, left side, and a ski passing over to the right side. Yeah, give it a try. Yakyu Yokomen, Shiroski is number 10. Okay. Okay, nice. So we're going to do a combination with these now. So the ones that we've done 2, we've done 4. This way. We did 5, sorry, 6. No, 7, sorry, my fault. 7, Renzoku Uchikomi. And 10, with those Shiroski. Okay, we're just going to build up a set with this. So you're going to start like number 2, thrusting in. From here, release the top hand, roll back into Kama. Then you go into the ski. Then you go into the Gerangaishi position here. And then you're going to come back just to that point, just here. So you do number 2, roll back, and then go into number 4. This way. And just come back into the Kamai. So just playing from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you do a number 2, you roll back to Kamai, and then you do a number 4. Yeah, give it a try. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Okay, good. Okay, good. We go a bit further. So you're going to do the same beginning. You go 1, roll back into 4. Here, roll back. Now from here, just to make the transition, you're going to shift the back hip and come up into the Jodan Kamai. Strike down, thrust back. So you're going to be from this position when you finish from the movements you've just done. Just shift the back hip, roll back the jump this way. Strike down, left side, and then on the right. For the full set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, give it a try. Whoosh. Right. Oh. Whoosh. Right. Nice. Great.
Michael,
No.
on the 2 strikes,
Yeah.
I'm never quite sure. Are they basically just like doing the showman strikes sort of straight up, but coming down slightly to the side, or is it a proper?
Ace. Treat the number. Ooh, where were you? Where am I? There. Treat the number. Number 7. Treat it like the same way you do number 5 with the bokken. So in the same way you do number 5 cuts, like a yoko to the side. So this way, I basically use the gel like pretty much like a sword. So in this case, coming back, really like in this case, you can do this one like a showman.
Yeah.
Straight through the body. And then the second one, let the gel come around. And then you really come into a kind of yokomen position.
Okay, thank you.
Just treat it like really like a sword in this case. That's nice. Great. Nice. Nice. Okay. Very nice. Great. Okay, you've all got the movement. So just look now. Just going to make it a little bit more flexible. So this feeling of kind of pulsing through the movement. So we kind of looked at Tuesday, I think. when you finish the kind of the impact with it, have the feeling that this carries you into the next move. So the kind of pulses through, pulses through, pulses through. Have the feeling like, especially in this part, this. You got to kind of pulsing through the joint. So there's kind of two kind of waves in this part that we're doing. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Then from here's a kind of pause in it, and then a pulse, pulse, and pulse. You've got like 2 sections of pulsing, three pulses. You've got kind of 1, 2, 3. Here, back. 1, 2, 3. You just find some kind of, and you're gonna kind of ride those pulses as you go through, be like a kind of percussion. Bump, 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 roll back, bump, 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 that way. Yeah, give it a try. Something like this. Sometimes it's useful to imagine like one of these big taiko drums in front of you that you can hit. Something you're kind of hitting. Boom, boom, boom. This way. So imagine you're kind of hitting a big drum in front of you. Something.
I don't think John needs to imagine.
Oh yeah, John, do. Get your drums out. Boom. Oh, we've lost John. John's gone. That's it. Yeah, good. There we go. Oh. Nice. There we go. Okay, good. We'll just have one more movement to the end. This is going to be a hasso. So you're going to go like this. So we've not done the hasso, but we'll add it into the set. From here, rolling back, striking, striking. So you go to this position. What I'm going to do from here is release the front hand, roll back to this position. Now from here, I bring the leg in, roll everything together. So I'm already in the middle of the jo. What I do is just bring the body in. Yeah, and then press it down and find the hasso position. And from here, just finish with a striking down. You can actually, if you want, play with all the hassos. The important thing is, in this case, to go from the shiro position, roll back, and then enter into the hasso position. You want to just keep it simple by going to the uchi, so hasso gaishi uchi. So I'll show the full set again. Roll in. This way. Rolling back. strikes, 2 strikes, zero ski, roll to the back, change, hasso, and then finish with a strike down. Yeah, give it a try. So you're gonna add the hasso into the, just after the shiro ski now. Try. Oh. And nice, there we go. Great. Okay, good. And if you're really used to these movements, just start now to kind of flow them together. So, especially now this movement, this is a really great one to flow together. You just flow into it, striking down. So especially from the Ushiro ski, you kind of pulse out from there, flow into the hasa, and then strike it down. Yeah, so just play with now, slightly more flexible, working the movements together. Good. Okay, good. So just put the just to the side. We're going to play a little bit with something different. We're going to use the same movements, but we're going to look at them in terms of empty-handed strikes. So the first one's very clear that the Joe's actually a great weapon for training mechanics of striking. So in this case, the thrusting move, the first one, you're going to do this one from the back and thrusting in this way. This way. You're going to do a strike that's from the backhand. We're not actually used to doing this so much in Aikido, but in this case, you're going to go from the backhand, striking this way. This way. So normally what we do in Aikido, you see a lot, is that the front foot, front hand comes in. But in this case, you're going to go press from the back foot and striking this way. Striking this way. So it's from the back hip, striking in this way. Striking in this way. Right. This is kind of backhand. So from here, really wide, and you're going to kind of slide the body in this way. Slide the body in this way. This way. Ah, good. Nice. Good. Great. Yeah, in this case, we're used to kind of punches kind of at a distance and doing these kind of punches this way. In this case, what you're going to do with this one is it's quite really hard to show. This is like a person's kind of here. So what I'm doing is sliding the body in, and then I'm striking low. This is either to the ribs, or right to the solar plexus. So this is like you slide the body in close to the person, and then you're going to deliver the strike straight in this way. So this is a very close. This is where the body's actually. This is what I usually start with the Atemi work and usually with a push. And what I need to do is get the body very close to the person and then strike through the person. So in this case, this is not at a kind of distance punch, this way where the person's here, but I'm going to kind of slide the body in and strike in this way. Yeah, so just play with this kind of dynamic through this way. So the back presses through this way. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Great. There we go. Good. That's it. Yeah. Good. Yeah, and this Atemi, actually, what Adrian's doing is really actually the form. This is the way we use it. In this case, this is creating a Shomanuchi form, and then I come in here with the ribs to the ribs. This is how you start a Shomanuchi Ikkyo. I strike for the head, and then I strike go into the ribs. So what I'm looking to do in this form is really glide the body in, this way. So you can play also with the front hand drawing it up this way. Yeah. It's going to provoke a response. Take the arm out of the way, and then I strike into the center with the body. Yeah. I kind of have the feeling the whole body's going to slide into this movement now. So from this position, slide in. Yeah, that's it. Good. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so in this case, the contact point's really going to be like these two knuckles, or the two fingers here this way. And then as you make the as you go through the contact, you're going to kind of screw through it this way. So you make the contact through, and then you're going to screw through it. And the idea with this one is that I strike through, and then I'm going to continue the hand over into a technique. So I'm going to look to grab. So in this case, I'm looking to strike, deliver the power through with a coil, and then I'm going to deliver a technique through. Really kind of set up. So just feel that now you can kind of and screw the hand in a little bit. Feel that you kind of make the contacts made here, boom, and then you kind of press the power through it. Press the power through it. That way. Yeah, that's it. Nice. Yeah, Catherine, great. Super. Yeah, great. Good. Nice. Good. Good. Okay, nice. So we'll do a movement that's kind of based on number 4. So we've got the ski rolling back, Gerangaishi. This really works well into Atemi work. So in this case, you're going to use the front hand, and you're going to strike out. This is like a uraken. So it strikes out and immediately kind of recoils back. So in this sense, it's the front arm that's going to do it this way, and then I peel the body back. So it's like striking in, rolling back. And now in this case, you're going to go back foot, back hand. You're going to coil through the body this way and come through with a. This can be either as a haymaker, low punch this way to the head, also to the body this way. So just play with this one. The key thing is the front arm coming in and whipping back. Coming in, whip back with the body. So here, whip out, and then from the back foot, back hand, really coil through. This way. So really pressing weight, front foot, front hand, back foot, back hand. Let's play with this. Nice. Yeah, that's it. Great. Nice. So really get a sense of kind of elasticity, especially in this front. The front hand's actually very loose. When you make this strike, you don't even need the hand to be open. Sometimes this is done with the fingers to the eyes. So this is done in a way, this is really a kind of distracted blow. It's a powerful blow, but in a sense, what you're doing in this case is giving yourself a bit of distance. So in this case, just play with a sense of elasticity. You can really even leave the hand very loose this way. You want the feeling that it comes in and comes out, comes in and comes out, comes in and then comes out. And then with the next strike, really play with a sense of weight being passed through the body this way. So you can even play with the feeling of striking, making contact, and then pressing through it. So the feeling is of delivering weight and then really pressing through the ground with it. So really elastic and then really kind of heavy, like a very heavy hand is delivered. Just a loose blow and then a really heavy blow. So it's kind of light, heavy, until you really press through the strike with it. You want to deliver the whole weight of your body through the fist in a way, in the same way you do with the jo. So the same kind of dynamic. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Good. Nice. Good. Good. Nice. Good. And then we'll just work with this is like number 10. So the number 6 is kind of a easy one. You're just striking through. So you're going to kind of work from number 10. In the sense you're going to come from the back foot, back hand again. So on the other side, this way, and then for the Ushiro ski, you're basically going to use the elbow and slide the body back. This is someone's very close to you. This is again sliding the body back and injecting the elbow backward. This way. Yeah, so this is really a backwards elbow this way. So really to the solar plexus. You're gonna make contact with this part of the elbow. This way. Yeah, so just have the feeling now you're gonna press through from the back, left side, and then really blow the body back. So this body again is delivered with the whole weight of the body, and you're gonna use the contact point of the elbow just to deliver the weight this way. Yeah, so just play with this. Strike from the left side. And then a rear elbow to the back. Nice. Left side, right side. Great. Nice. Nice. Great. Oh, okay, good. The last one. We're going to look this kind of hasso movement. You can use this in lots of ways. This is a very kind of versatile movement. I want you to think in this case in terms of a irimi nage. So you're going to use the kind of hidden atemi in terms of irimi nage. There's lots of atemis in terms of irimi nage. The secret one is the whole point of irimi nage is that I get to the back of the person. So what I'm going to do is right to the back of the person. Now the feeling, this is really a lethal atemi. It's where we never really talk about it, but it's really delivered to the back of the person's head. So it's in a sense I'm going to roll into the back of the body and deliver the strike down right to the base of the skull. This is a terrible atemi, but this way. So in this case, it's like the hasso movement this way, this whipping movement. So I'm going to kind of whip all the way to the back here, and then I want you to use the free hand, just come into a irimi nage. Kind of pointless to throw them down after punching them in the back of the skull, but you're going to kind of go with it this way and then throw them down this way. It's a really kind of terrible blow, but what it does is really focus me on the ability to get right to the back of the person. In a sense, you're going to go right to the back, very close to the person, and deliver the blow to the back of the head this way. Coils in, and then you throw down this way, and just finish like this way. You're going to come right side, roll in, roll out. And also the strike is again delivered in a way that I can take the hand again. So I'm going to strike and then grab, strike and grab. So in a way the strikes are always designed in later to be able to control. Nice. Yeah, that's it, Catherine. Yeah, exactly. Right. Nice. Great. So try and use this move. It's a bit unfamiliar, but have the feeling. No, we always practice the irimi nage in a sense to go for the back collar this way. But if I just expand this movement out, it just turns into a strike. So just have the feeling of reaching. I'm just going to move the whole body, reach, and then deliver the weight down. So really reaching, striking down. Reaching. So it's just it's not that like we don't. Also the good thing of ukemi is that atemi is we don't need to add anything to it. You just the atemi are actually embedded in all the forms, so they're just in the form that we just kind of minimize them during the practice and stuff. You just have a sense through the body movement that I find the atemi. There's also another one in the terms of the backhand. You can go for the control, but you can just go straight to the head this way. So this fist comes 1, 2. So you've actually got 2. 1, 2. Let's go straight for the head. And you're over. Which can also be delivered with a flat hand this way, with the palm. The key thing is really just feel that the body movement allows you to pass into the back. Strike, control, this way. Nice. That's it. Great. Nice, nice, nice. Good. And then the last one, you can either play with them or do the full set. So I just show you it. In this case, from the backhand first, striking in, rolling back, front hand, backhand. Now you're going to come through again with the backhand here, elbow to the back, and then you're going to find this hasso movement. And finish with a throw. You've got kind of 5, 6, 7 atemis, and then you've got a throw at the end. So this way. This way. Just really play with the movement. And finish with a kind of throw to the end. So all these atemis, 70% atemi, 30% technique right at the end. Just play with it. So you can either play with them individually or just kind of link them into a set. It doesn't actually matter so much. The set's kind of arbitrary. Just work with the body work and see if you can find Atemi. Of course, there's other kind of Atemis through the movement, so really just play with them. Nice. Nice. Good. That's it. Great. Oh, okay, super. Good. Good. So I think that there's kind of good. There's a kind of good news in terms of the Atemi work. Something we're kind of maybe a bit nervous about sometimes with the striking work. The good news is that we don't need to really learn anything new, because the Atemi work's actually really just embedded in the basic forms that we already have. Because if you think of those basic forms, the Atemi were originally in the form, and they were extracted out. And we really only keep in our style, we only keep the Atemi that is vital for the technique to function. So in terms of like the katatadori ikkyo, these kind of strikes, and the strike that we make in the kotegaishi, when we make we really keep the essential Atemis. But if you look at all the techniques, they're really loaded with opportunities to strike. The bad news is that we do need to train striking, the ability to strike and deliver force. That's something we're quite weak at in terms of a general population. But the good news is the weapon work teaches really an ability to deliver impact very efficiently. So the weapon work is actually how you access that ability to deliver impact in a sense. So that's the good news. It's all good. It's all fine. Good. Bow out. Good. どうもありがとうございました。
どうもありがとうございます。